You damn right. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. If you're a Longhorn basketball fan, it is a big Tuesday. It's kind of the Tuesday you hoped was going to happen. It is official now that Rodney Terry is the head basketball coach, the men's basketball coach at the University of Texas. It's Chad and Zay on this Tuesday. I'm Chad Hastings, joined as always by Isaiah Collier. I know you're happy today, Zay. What's up?
Oh, I'm so hyped. Today's a beautiful day.
This is family for you on multiple levels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fam love going on today.
We're going to get into the family angles of this one on Zay's side and get you a unique interview coming up in about an hour with someone who was around Rodney Terry for the very beginning of his coaching career, and that is CC Collier, the legendary coach at Bowie. We'll get to that. But, of course, you've been listening to the press conference right here on the Horn. They threw it all over the network today as well. Craig Way is still over there at the press conference, and I am told that the new men's basketball coach at the University of Texas is also ready to do a little one-on-one with Craig Way, which I think he's done before, but it'll feel a little more official. Gentlemen, how are you?
We're good, and since Rodney Terry is all about family, the first order of business is for him as the head coach of the University of Texas on this program is to say hi to Zay, since he knew. How long have you known Isaiah Collier?
I've known Isaiah Collier since he was a little toddler running around.
So, Zay, you get the chance, Zay, to say hi to head coach Rodney Terry right now.
Coach, love you. So proud of you and so happy for you that you're representing the University of Texas. Hell of a season this year. And I know Pops, who we're going to have on the show in an hour, he's very proud too.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, again, our guys just they did a phenomenal job this year representing the University of Texas, both on and off the court, and they've been nothing but a great example in terms of how you deal with adversity and you hit it head on and you stay the course.
Fellas, we'll get you back to your program here in just a moment. I just wanted to take a few minutes because RT and I have done a few of these things this season as well. You have made it a point from day one, and my wife Linda's favorite phrase of yours is live where your feet are. So you've had that as the message to the team all season long. Now you're living where your feet are as the head coach. Does the feeling feel a little bit different?
Well, I mean, Craig, I've really tried to approach. I never forget when everything happened. I got a chance to talk to Coach Barnes, and it was right after the night we played Rice. It was the next day, and he said to me, "RT, you need to get ready to be in that chair, for the rest of the season." And he said, "As you're sitting in that chair, you need to see yourself being the head coach at the University of Texas for the next 20 years." And I never forgot that in terms of your approach and every day in terms of how you go about your business.
Toward that end, somebody had asked you about, Brock asked you about first order of business. He talked about players. I'm sure you had that in your mind as well. But is the first exciting order of business to sit down with those guys, not only because the season ended the other night, but now you as the head coach can actively discuss with them what the plan is going forward?
Sure, no, absolutely. I think we got back that night. I think we got back about 11:30 after the ball game the other night, and got a chance to meet with the team very briefly there and share some things and put some things in perspective after our season and our plane ride back. And but I think to do it in a different setting would mean a whole lot more. I didn't want to keep the guys too long, but I rattled off some things that those guys had achieved, this year, and how proud I was of the way they carried themselves both on and off the court, and they had a lot to be thankful for and a lot to be proud of. I mean, third most wins in school history, Elite Eight. You're right there on the brink of a Final Four. You won a Big 12 championship. So just so many things that transpired during the season that they have a lot to be thankful for.
You brought up roster management, and certainly with guys who have eligibility to return, that's the thing. Are those separate individual conversations with those guys to see where they stand with their own situation and having the opportunity to return next season?
They are, and again, Craig, this is something that I mean, I was doing when I was back in Fresno. I mean, yeah, at the end of your season, you always have to keep recruiting your players, because if you're not recruiting your players, somebody else is trying to, in the landscape of things that we have in college athletics right now. So you have to spend time working with the guys and sitting down, especially at the end of the season, and really just kind of assess what type of year they had, what we still need to work on in terms of getting better, and continue to hopefully have them bought into seeing themselves being successful at the University of Texas.
You were right at the forefront of the recruiting of Ron Holland and A.J. Johnson. How good was it to hear Ron at the McDonald's All-America press conference yesterday affirm his signing and his decision to be on campus and his support and excitement for you as the head coach?
Well, we're excited about both of those youngsters. Both of those guys, their best basketball is way ahead of them, and they're incredible workers. They love being in the gym, and they love working on their craft. And, Ron Holland, again, I've got a chance to recruit him from the day I took the job. We started recruiting Ron pretty hard, and we're fortunate to get him to join our family. And, he's coming from a winning program. All he's done is win everywhere he's ever been, and he's won multiple state championships. He's won USA basketball. He's a winner, and he's one of those youngsters that you're going to enjoy getting a chance to coach because he's so competitive.
The other thing that comes to mind is, and I know you were asked a little bit about it, about the staff thing. Are those also conversations you have individually with Bob Donewald and Steve McClain and all those guys who I know mean an awful lot to you? And we've talked about all the synergism that you guys had as a coaching unit. Is there a timetable in your mind over that sort of thing getting fixed so that you've got your guys? You mentioned you wanted to have your full coaching staff back next year.
Sure. I mean, again, you always try to take a deep breath, probably immediately following the season. But we're going to start having those conversations. We're already having conversations already because we're living in the portal right now already. So we're working already as you speak. I mean, last night, yesterday was a great birthday, but I'm on the phone last night with top priority guys. We're trying to get out of the portal right now to try to retool our team.
So there are conversations. I mean, you're already working with regard to examination of the portal right now.
Sure, no, absolutely. I mean that board's already started once the portal opened. We already had to have our analytics together in that regards. We obviously have to do our due diligence to make sure it's the right fit for us. Or individuals the right fit for us, but no, that's already been in the works, and now it's about trying to target guys we feel like could be the best fits for our program.
Will anybody see a different RT as the full-time regular head coach from the RT who is the interim head coach?
No, I think it's again, I think I've had a chance to you just try to be the best version of yourself, and try to be who you are, I like to think I'm one of those guys that don't get too high and I don't get too low. I try to keep an even keel, and I try to instill that in our guys to try to be everyday guys, no matter what's happening. You don't know if you're having a good day or bad day, but what really is a bad day? If you wake up and you're alive and you have great health, it's a great day, So just having an even keel about yourself.
Okay, you're having a great day so far, so I'm going to let you continue. Go have a good day. Thanks, RT.
Correct. I appreciate it.
All right, Rodney Terry there with us. And, fellas, we'll send it back to you, and he sends along his best wishes to CC as well, as we'll sign it out from here on campus.
Craig, we appreciate the hard work as always. You guys get back safe, and all our best to Coach Terry and the crew over there. Thank you so much. That is Craig Way, voice of the Longhorns. Like he said, he's done plenty of interviews with Rodney Terry throughout the year, but as of today, it is official. He is the new men's basketball coach at the University of Texas. So they made that official yesterday. 5-year deal. It happened officially after we left the air yesterday, Zay. So it was, in fact, you were the one that told me. You texted me, hey, it's official, it's done now. So he's got that type of security. And I loved, of all the things he talked about, it was the interesting lesson learned in the other head coaching position, to enjoy the process. And he said some of those other teams didn't really get the real version of himself, but he feels like this Texas team got to see the real version of Coach Terry. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 15 mil, 5 years, not too bad from a country brother from Missouri City, I'll tell you that. And, yeah, just when you hear CDC, which CDC's been getting just obliterated by the media, national media. We basically heard what we didn't, not basically, we heard what guys like Dick Vitale said. Say, y'all are classless down there. You have no idea what you're talking about. And to hear CDC come out and say he wanted to make it official right after the Rice game. Right after the Rice game, where he was nervous as hell, scared as hell, because everything that happened, we saw how happy CDC was during the Chris Beard, interview or when he first got in. We saw that. So you know how much he was hurting when all this stuff happened. And he said he knew right after the Rice game. So that meant a lot to hear. I really appreciated that from him because, again, people been killing him.
Yeah.
People really been killing Chris Del Conte.
That's interesting. I did not hear CDC's comments. By the time I got into it, Coach Terry was just about to get started. So that's interesting that he would bring that up, that he would talk about kind of his feelings there. Yeah, and I wonder, does the national media that were ripping on him and ripping on Texas, does Dick Vitale have a tweet ready that says Texas is now classy? Or did they
tweeted something?
Did they lose all their class?
He tweeted something like they made the right decision.
I mean,
they made the right decision.
Hey, oh my God, I love it. Rodney Terry, I've always said they should have made him the coach, Zay. Why didn't they do it? By the way, I've got a book and a thing, and we're raising money. So yeah, it was a little strange. Obviously, everybody got excited, got their own timeline going, but he's always felt like Rodney Terry to me has always just felt like a really measured guy. And like he does, talks about the whole be where your feet are and do the things that you need to do right then. And for him to talk about he planned for this. He prepared for this. He prepared to be the coach. And great comment there that Craig got out of him about Rick Barnes. He's talked about Barnes in those conversations. I don't know if I've heard him say that, though, that Barnes said to him, you got to set your mind like you're going to be in that chair for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've heard him say it exactly that way. So really cool stuff coming through. Coach Barnes there. Rodney Terry is the men's basketball coach. We already have text rolling in on the Specs text line, 337-3776. This says, I'm crying with joy for RT Hot Rod Terry, the new head coach of the University of Texas Longhorns. Hallelujah, coming from one of the texters.